Good morning,
Hello.
Phoebe. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so well. I'm Jordan. Hello, in Minneapolis. Good morning.
Morning.
Can you hear me all right? I feel like that's like the Zoom protocol. Like, can you hear me with my fancy mic and all that? We good?
Totally. Can you hear me?
Wonderful. So let's jump right in. I've got some rapid fire questions from listeners here in Minneapolis for you. They're a little bit silly, but I promise we're going to get into the real journalism after the rapid fire round. Okay. Okay. First one: preferred Mario Kart racer.
I actually didn't really grow up with Mario Kart. I feel like that's like not the best answer in the world, but the only real video game that I played was Off Road and SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
That was a good game. The
It
SpongeBob
was-
game should not have been that good.
yeah, it was great.
Oh, so when the band took the speed train up to the arcade, you wanted to go, but you didn't. What game would you have played in the arcade then?
I don't know. I like, the classics. I like Street Fighter. I like a good Tetris or a good like air hockey.
Classic.
Yeah.
I love it. Name a concert that changed your life.
Ooh, I saw Jessica Hoop last year. That changed my life. I feel like every concert I see changes my life in some small way. Um, yeah,
Is that a hallmark of our generation? I feel like if a concert doesn't change our life or make us see the world in a new way, we're like, it was okay.
totally. Yeah.
Uh, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Uh, Snickers, full size Snickers. My mom is a real one for that. She always has full size candy bars.
Even during Halloween for all the kids?
Yep.
Wow. That was the spot.
Yes.
What was the defining TV show of your childhood?
SpongeBob.
Classic.
SpongeBob SquarePants for sure.
Did is SpongeBob? I've been analyzing this and interrogating this both on the air and in my personal life. Did SpongeBob like shape a pretty weird sense of humor for our generation?
I think so. I think what's so fun about SpongeBob is that it was just as much for the adults as it was for kids. Like I watch it now and like I watched the SpongeBob movie in the beginning of quarantine actually
Mhm.
and yeah, it still holds up.
My fiance and I, we watched the Krusty Krab training video episode over the weekend, and it's just like we're like almost 30. It's like this is great. This is what
It's
we want.
so good.
Favorite Pokemon?
Ooh, again, I like tried to like Pokemon because boys liked Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Um but there's like the unicorn one. I was pretty obsessed with that one when I was a kid. I don't know
One that was
any of
on
the
fire, the fire
yeah,
unicorn,
yes.
Rapidash. Good call.
Okay, Rapidash for sure.
I told you these are very light and frivolous, but we're gonna get into it. Don't you worry. And then name a book you can confidently recommend to everyone
Ooh, to everyone.
or most people. I guess not everyone's gonna read.
Uh, Her Body and Other Parties for sure, because the people who don't get it or like it, I can it bothers them in the exact way that I want to bother them. So for sure that.
That's like the filter.
Yeah.
And then last one before the real journalism. What emo pop punk song defines your life
Uh,
or you?
I've been listening to Vitreous Humor. Why Are You So Mean to Me lately? It's just so good. It's like I've been getting into like Jawbreaker and kind of more classic like first wave emo bands. Yeah, so I've been listening to and like Pixies and stuff. So
Classic.
for humor, yeah.
I've never thought of Pixies as an emo band. I always thought The Cure was like the OG emo band. But I guess the Pixies also fit that criteria. I always thought they were like smart people's emo, so I always like eradicated it from.
Yeah.
It's kind of the reason why I don't consider you emo because like you're smart emo, so it's like oh, it's just relatable.
Oh, wait, just wait. My next record is gonna be dumb emo, like I've always meant to make.
I love it. Well, let's talk about Punisher real quick. It's an album that we will remember as one of the rare bright spots of 2020. Thank you for blessing us. What would you say is I've seen other people's words about it. I've seen some of your words about it, but what is the thesis statement of Punisher from the source?
Well, I read this book called Last Policeman last year that it reminds me a lot of right now, where it's like I'm still consumed with like the minute details of my personal life, even when the world is ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like the world ending is actually like I'm just as boring as always. I'm not like going down in like gunfire. I'm like, you know, like waiting for people to text me back and like consumed with, yeah, like my weird little gossip girl life while the world is on fire. And so I think that's kind of the theme of the record to me.
It's kind of like the theme of 2020. I feel like the slowdown has forced us. I feel like the same. You know, you're forced to look inward and deal with your mess. You can't drown it in whatever Pokemon game or whatever that you're dealing with. You have to address it. Uh, how does it feel to be hitting your stride with Punisher? Like the reception's been crazy. How does it feel to, you know, to reach this level in your career at a time where you're kind of handcuffed and can't normally do what you would do in such a situation?
It sucks, but I'm so lucky to be in this phase of my life. Like, if it was 2 years ago or like right in the middle of tour this year or something, I think it would have really bummed me out even more than it did. Or if I was like just starting to make music, I feel like it hit me at like the perfect time where like I have an audience built in that I can show stuff to. And if I didn't have that, I'd be going insane.
It's cool to watch your creativity thrive because you do have like the social games fire. The fucklord tweet this morning or last night just got me. I was like, oh my god, yes. So I think that is one of the benefits of this new age. And I feel like your night show performances have been so engaging. I think, was it the one at Kimmel that was kind of like a sad basement prom, like the lights, like the really sparse performance? I thought that was a really cool way to express yourself.
Colbert, yes.
Yes. The Kimmel one was the bathroom. I don't know.
Yeah, Kimmel was bathroom.
I can't keep them straight, but they're tight. Have you learned anything about your creativity in this time, whether it be the new record or visually?
Kind of. It's like I think that I've been playing a lot of games with myself, procrastinating, and all I really need to do is sit down with a guitar and I'll write music. Like, it took me whatever 5 months of quarantine to figure that out, but I'm just figuring that out now.
Hey, the time is relative. It's a man-made construct. Don't trip. I heard rumors and rumblings that you were learning piano. Is that still happening?
You know, I've been falling off a little bit, but starting up again. I have this weird like guilt complex about it, where if I just pretend like it doesn't exist, then I don't feel bad. But if I haven't practiced in a month and then I practice, yeah, like just I need to just let go and start learning stuff. But it's finally working out.
I love it. Is your favorite chord on guitar different than your favorite chord on piano?
No, I think that I actually need piano to trick me into writing the same chords over and over. Like, I write the same song over and over and over, and I need to have different instruments to make them sound slightly different. But yeah, like a suspended C and F are my favorite chords
I
across
feel it. I thought it was gonna be like a minor seventh. So you see the growth. I'm surprised. I was reading a lot of reviews, and these words keep popping up, and they project this onto you. I want to know your thoughts on it. They say that you're an old soul and that you're wise beyond your years. Does that weigh on you? Does that impact how you think about your music and what you do?
I feel like saying you're an old soul is such a catch-22. Like, I don't identify with it. I don't identify with being an old soul. I feel like a dumbass all day. So I feel like a pretty new soul. So it doesn't weigh on me because I don't relate.
There's no credence to such a thought.
Yeah.
I like it. Perhaps it's just maybe that's a result of like your introspection, of your introspection, and it being very self-evaluative. I mean, if you're always in that growth mindset, I guess that makes you an old soul. But
yeah, I definitely feel like I'm always in growth mindset. I feel like the times in my life where I felt like, oh, I'm good. This is how I'm going to be forever. I was the stupidest. So I don't really think that like that anymore.
We shouldn't talk about our early 20s like that, Phoebe. No. We should be forgiving of ourselves. This album exudes big Deathly Hallows Part 1 vibes, if I had to equate it to a Harry Potter movie. It's very, isolationist and lonely. I also saw an article that said that Harry Potter inspired this album, but you didn't really say why. So how can you point us to like a moment in the album or a lyric or a feel where we can go, yes, that is Harry Potter, whether it be Deathly Hallows or otherwise?
Well, I think like a big theme for me is I think songs come true weirdly. Like, if I think that I'm making them up, then like I look back a year later and they come true. Like I write breakup songs about people I haven't broken up with yet. I yeah, I think that they just kind of, they're your innermost thoughts,
Mhm.
even when you haven't really faced them yet. So I think that's kind of magical, and it makes me more careful with what I say in music. Uh, but yeah, that's a big theme for sure.
Like the prophetic and manifesting thoughts become real type thing. Oof. Oh, is that your superpower? That's sick.
Yeah, for sure.
You should write a song that's like 2020 will be better now. And just put it out
Yeah,
as a Lucy.
I will. I will.
What's your favorite musical moment on the album? What like a little shift or a couple bars you go, yes, that is dope. That's my music, and I'm proud of. Well, you should be you're proud of all of it. I'd hope. But what part are you most proud of?
I really liked making the end of the "I Know the End" song, the end of the record, just because it was like, it's pretty rare for me to have such a solid idea and just to kind of ignore all the scoffing and just be like, this is a metal outro. Sorry. And yes, and like to know each step. It's like, okay, now double bass, now double drums. Is there a double kick drum? No, fake it. Okay, great. Everybody's gonna scream on this part. Like it just felt, it already existed in my head before I recorded it, and then it now exists in the exact way I thought of it. So
That's so sick. That's the
yeah.
coolest thing. It's interesting you bring up the outro because I've also been interrogating this with like TV shows. Like Game of Thrones ended, it was like, oh god. But then something like I just watched Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. They stuck the endings, and I think that's with music. Like if you're trying to make like a seminal album or whatever, like you can't. The outro is not a throwaway. Like you really got to make a statement, and
Yeah.
you really pulled the rug out from us. I was like, oh, it's happening right now.
I know. I wonder what I'm gonna do next to end a record. I don't know. Maybe I just stop halfway through a song. Could be really
Just
funny.
more rug pulling. I'm with it. You referenced the new album. How far deep are into it are we right now, or are you? I guess we're not a part of it yet, but we will be.
I don't know. Like I have so many different bands too. I feel like I'm just writing songs and I'll think about it later. It doesn't feel super safe to go into a studio yet. So I'm just like, it's I never have unrecorded songs, they never exist in demo form for very long for me because it's pretty rare for me to write songs. I write like very little music actually. So so it feels nice to just have this weird little like low pressure collection of demos finally.
Nice, a nice little toolbox to go into. I think I was talking to Haley Williams about this a couple months ago, and she had the same thing going on. Like she's like, yeah, we got Paramore stuff for days. Like, wow, this is an interesting way to create. You're really like stockpiling assets at that point.
Totally.
Before I let you go, thank you for your time. And you haven't been here since 2018, but I'm wondering if you have any memories from a show in Minnesota, or like an experience. Maybe you went to a museum before the show. Do you have a favorite Minnesota memory?
Minnesota memory. I feel like my big takeaway is just like walking in parks pretty much everywhere I go. I don't know, but I remember a really nice Minnesota walk listening to Grouper, like just back and forth from the venue and into different coffee shops and stuff. It's not doesn't sound like a very special memory, but those are my favorite memories of my life. So
what's sad? When you said that, I got elated because we take lots of pride in this. We have the #1 rated park system in the country. So when you say great parks and a walk, we're like, yes,
A
solidified.
plus. Yes.
Thank you for the validation, Phoebe. Have a great day. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much, dude.
See ya.
Cool, bye.